You were Chief Executive Officer of News International. You might have been fearful that if Mr. Brown did win at the next election, of course against the odds, he had it in his power to harm the interests of your company. Do you see that?
I don't accept it. I see the question, but I...
Which part don't you accept?
Well, that I didn't think that.
So that obvious point didn't pass across your radar at all, did it?
That I, at not any point in the conversation with Mr. Brown did I think, if he wins, he will go against the commercial interests of this company. He was just incredibly aggressive and angry.
May I come back to Mr. Cameron? There's an absence, isn't there, of text messages which might have existed.
Yes, that is correct.
Can we see, however, how far we get? It said that he texted you at certain times up to a dozen times a day. Is that true?
No, thankfully.
Okay. A handful of times a day?
No. I mean, I have read this as well 12 times a day. I mean, it's preposterous. I mean, one would hope as leader of the opposition or Prime Minister have better things to do, and I hope that as Chief Executive I did. I mean, I would text Mr. Cameron and vice versa on occasion, like a lot of people.
Did you discuss the phone hacking allegations against News International with Mr. Cameron at any time between the July 2009 Guardian story and your departure from News International?
Yes, I did.
Can you assist us as to the content of those discussions?
I think on occasion, and you know, not very often, so maybe once or twice, because of the news and because it, you know, the phone hacking story was a sort of a constant, or it kept coming up. We would bring it up, but in the most general terms, maybe in 2010. We had a more specific conversation about it.
The election campaign, March to May 2010. I mean, was it related, Mrs. Brooks, to his hiring of Mr. Coulson and possibly having second thoughts about that?
No, not in that instance, no.
Feelers, soundings to find out whether he'd be on side or not?
We hoped that having been always put to us that it would be a very fair process, and which of course we were happy with, that it would be fair and democratic, to find out that perhaps some personal prejudice had come into that decision was quite disappointing. So it would have been along those lines, yes. Well, I think they thought we had a...
Did you not understand that you did have a degree of personal power over politicians?
No, again, and I just didn't see it like that. I saw my role as editor of The Sun as a very responsible one.
That involved your paper putting pressure.
And I do believe that, like other editors in similar situations, politicians did want to get access to be editor of The Sun and his or her team as much as possible. But I don't think that people ever thought to get to Mr. Murdoch they had to go through me. That I don't think that's correct.